Hey guys, it's Marshall Mathers the fourth here, back to you today with another video. And today I will be talking about the different genres of music that I like and enjoy to listen to. And a lot of people think and assume that I just listen to only rap music and that I just limit my taste of music to just that genre only, but that's not true. I mean, I would say since 2017, since I was 20 years old, which was also the year that I started my YouTube channel and also the age I started my YouTube channel at. It was that year and at that age, 2017, when I was 20 years old, that I started to branch out and listen to different and other genres of music. Like, for example, one of my favorite bands, and I don't know if any of you have ever heard of them because they are pretty underrated. They're not that mainstream. It's like an indie rock band, and it's called Low Roar. And since 2017, I have been a huge fan of their music. And it's because pretty much all the music they make on all of their albums that they've ever put out and released since, I don't know, like 2012 or something, is just really depressing. And since I'm a very brokenhearted, damaged guy emotionally, it would only make sense for me to want to listen to music that would appeal to me the most. And, also, even back then, when I was 20 years old in 2017, I still had a lot of suicidal thoughts at that time period in my life. As I get older and as I keep moving forward in my life, I've noticed that my suicidal thoughts did happen to surprisingly go down. But in 2017, when I was 20 years old, I definitely had suicidal thoughts that were still pretty alive and well. And, when I would listen to their music that year, starting at that age, I would just always break down, especially when I listened to songs like, let's see, um, I'll Keep Coming, which is a song by Low Roar from their 2014 album, and I think it's called Zero. And then also from that same album, they had a song called Easy Way Out, which I also bawled like a baby from listening to. And, I'm still listening to them to this day, but, the reason I even discovered them was because, as you all know, in I think it was 2016 or maybe a little bit later, maybe it was 2018 or something like that, Hideo Kojima, after pretty much leaving or being fired from Konami, the company that's the owners to the Silent Hill video games and franchise, he went to Sony and then he made a video game with Norman Reedus called Death Stranding. And in one of the trailers, the game trailers for Death Stranding, he used the song I'll Keep Coming from Low Roar's Zero album from 2014. And, Hideo Kojima has such a perfect playlist. I mean, you can tell that he himself, as a video game creator, has a very good taste in music, because otherwise he wouldn't have thought of their music to even put in that video game of his or in the game trailers or whatever. And, when I listen to really depressing music, no matter really what genre it's from, but especially if it's genres like depressing rap music, especially indie rock and old school soft rock, I just cry. I just break down and start shaking like uncontrollably. And I just really start to feel the atmosphere and the tone and vibe and everything of the music, because music is a very spiritual thing in our world. And, again, like I said and stated before and earlier in this video, I I love and enjoy listening to music that appeals to me, that I can connect with, that relates to me, that resonates with me, that speaks to me on a very deep and personal level. And music like that, that's really depressing, is very comforting and nurturing to me. And it's one of really the only ways that I'm even able to cry anymore. Because, I mean, I've been crying since I was a teenager a lot, but I would say most of my crying I've already done when I was a teenager in that specific time period in my life. But then when I got into my early 20s, it became a lot harder for me to just cry on my own unless I was like really depressed a certain day with like crippling depression. Then eventually I would start crying, but other than that, it's pretty hard. So either I have to listen to depressing music or I have to watch a really depressing movie in order to even make me start crying. I mean, it takes a lot for me to cry anymore. I mean, even since I was like, I don't know, 18, 19, 20 years old, it's been pretty difficult, pretty hard for me to cry like I used to when I was like 15, 16, 17 years old. And so that's one of my favorite bands, and just favorite genres of music. But I also love, there's this song called Parade by the singer Kevin Morby that I'm a really big fan of. And I first heard it in 2015, and I immediately became hooked on even just that one song of his. And it really spoke volumes to me because it really touched my heart and soul. And of course, not to my surprise, it made me cry a lot after listening to it because, I mean, it really resonated with me emotionally. I could relate to it, I could connect with it on a deep and personal level. Um, let's see, what other genres of music do I like? Well, like I said, also I love old school soft rock and also some hard rock. I'm not a fan of heavy metal personally, but that's just my opinion. But when it comes to like rock artists that I am fans of are like Simon and Garfunkel, even though I've only ever really listened to one of their songs, being The Sound of Silence, which is one of my all-time favorite songs, and it definitely matches me and who I am as a guy because it's obviously and of course a depressing, pretty dark song, especially for a song that came out way back in the 1960s. I also love Elton John. I love Led Zeppelin, the Beatles. Let's see what else. Uh, I like Black Sabbath that I just recently even started listening to. I mean, I've heard Black Sabbath songs before, but I haven't listened to that many of their songs. And if it weren't for the TV series that I own, the whole series, that is, all 15 seasons on Blu-ray of Supernatural in season 12, I think it was like episode 1 or something, maybe 2, or the end of episode 1 of season 12, they had a song by Black Sabbath called Solitude. And the moment that I heard that song, I was like, man, I gotta find out what this fucking song's name is, what the title is. So a lot of times when I listen to music that I really like, that I think sounds really cool on the Supernatural TV series, I'll look up on Google, like, what's the song that played in Supernatural season and an episode. And then there's this like website that is called like Tune Find or something. And it pretty much shows you like all the songs that played throughout like a certain season of Supernatural, pretty much all the seasons. And so that's the way I've been able to find that song. I love Bob Dylan's song Knocking on Heaven's Door. That's a song that makes me cry a lot when I listen to it. I love Johnny Cash's song Hurt because that song definitely relates to me and resonates with me on a very deep and personal level and just speaks volumes to me. What else? I know there's more artists. I'm just trying to think of them for a second here. Um, let's see. um, I like a lot of music from the Silent Hill video games, even though I never had the privilege of experiencing playing the old Silent Hill video games growing up when I was a kid, unlike I'm sure a lot of other people got to, unlike me. But even though I never got to play them, even just listening to the music from the games is very touching to me and it makes me cry a lot. Like, I mean, there's a song called When It Rains. I think it's called When It Rains. There's a song called You're Not Here. There's a song called what is it called? Like Room of Angel, I think. And I mean, I love lots of different genres of music. I mean, hell, I even enjoy listening to some uh, R&B or pop music, and it depends on the artist. It also depends on if I find the song catchy or enjoyable for any reason at all. Like I like a lot of Michael Jackson songs, if I'm gonna be honest. I also love the Bee Gees. One of my favorite Bee Gees songs also is a song called entitled "I Started a Joke." And again, that's a really depressing song. And, you know, every single time I listen to it, I pretty much always start crying. And let's see. I love the song "Band of" or "100 Day Funeral" by Band of Horses from 2006. Makes me cry pretty much every time I listen to it. I love the song "Don't Be Afraid You're Already Dead" by the Akron Family. I think it's from like 2008 or 9. Um, I also love the band, and I feel they're also pretty underrated for a pretty modern day band. Is Empire of the Sun. I love that band. I really do. A lot of their songs, actually, especially their 2008 song that was a very massive, if anything, mainstream hit, "Walking on a Dream." Love that song. I also love the band M83. Um, let's see. I know there's more. I like Coldplay, and I prefer more old school Coldplay than I do like modern day, like new school Coldplay, which are definitely the shallow remains of their former selves. I mean, they used to be so great, and I really do love and enjoy their old music from like the early 2000s. I mean, some of their 2010s hits I do love and am a fan of, but I think most of their greatest songs were definitely from 90s and early 2000s, like without a doubt. Um, I love this singer Lana Del Rey, even though I'm not a chick, I'm not a girl, but I definitely do love and enjoy some of her songs, or if anything, most of them actually, if I'm going to be completely honest here. Um, One of my all-time favorite songs by her is "Summertime Sadness" for sure. Um, I also really love the song "Born to Die" by her from her "Born to Die" album. I think that was also her debut album from like 2012, I think. Um, I also love her song "Young and Beautiful." um, I love the singer Skylar Grey, who Eminem signed to his record label company. Um, let's see. I mean, she's obviously not a rapper. She does collaborate with a lot of rappers, but she's not a rapper herself. Um, I do like and enjoy Rihanna's music, some of Beyonce's music, and again, that's only some. And Rihanna and Beyonce are not really rappers; they're like R&B artists or whatever. Let's see. Um, who else do I love? Let's see. Um, just give me a moment here to think, because I want to just give you all of the artists that I possibly can, and also think of to tell all of you that I love and enjoy listening to. I just want to make sure I am able to mention each and every single one of them, at least if I'm able to. So, man, I like some of Ariana Grande's music. I don't listen to her that much, I will say that, but I do like some of her music. Same with The Weeknd. um, let's see who else. I'm not trying to mention any rappers here, since you all already know like very well that I listen to a lot of rap. I mean, most of all, and especially Eminem. But every now and then, I do listen to some black rappers. And you know what's funny and interesting about me is the fact that when I was a young teenager, I listened to way more rap than I actually even do now. And for a while now, actually, for years in my life, actually, I used to listen to a shit ton of rappers when I was a teenager. Like, when I was a teenager, starting in 2012, when I was 15 years old, and like late 2012, around like August, September, October 2012, I would listen to Tupac, Notorious Big, Eazy-E, Ice Cube, NWA as a whole entire rap group, of course, and obviously, um, Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj, Big L, Nas, who else? Busta Rhymes. Um, who else did I listen to a lot when I was a teenager? Oh yeah, Kendrick Lamar. Uh, and I would say, like, even when it comes to like rappers, I would say, like, if I were to even say who's my favorite rapper besides another than Eminem, I would definitely have to give that to Kendrick Lamar for sure. But also, like, when I was a teenager, I listened to a lot of Mac Miller. Um, let's see, who else? Um, I mean, I just listened to so many rappers, both from the old school and new school era and generation of rap music. I mean, I also, as a teenager, listened to a lot of Jay-Z, a lot of Kanye West. And then in my like late teens, when I was like 18, 19, I listened to like um, Kid Cudi a lot, J. Cole, uh, who else? Who else did I listen to? Uh, I can't really think of any others at the moment, and I mean it takes time, and I don't want to bore any of you from this video, but but just so you know, since I was 20 years old in 2017, that was the age and also year that I started to really branch out into other genres of music and started listening to different music other than and besides than rap. Since one of the reasons I even stopped listening to rap music and many black rappers, for example, is because of the fact that, and I know this is not good or healthy or attractive or anything like that, but it's mainly because of the fact that I'm very jealous and envious of black rappers. And, you know, I mean, I'm jealous and envious of black people in America who have been born and raised in big cities, which obviously pretty much all black rappers have in America. And I mean, so have a lot of white people and people of really all races. So, really, ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm pretty much envious and jealous of and angry at and hateful towards many different people in America, pretty much all races of people equally, I would say. At least I think so, anyways. And, you know, um, I'm not saying that me having jealousy and envy, anger, and hatred towards so many different people is a good thing. Obviously not. And I never even thought that, even when I was a teenager. I never thought, oh man, I'm so badass and so cool that I have jealousy, envy, anger, and hatred towards so many people. No, I never thought that, not even when I was a teenager. I knew that those emotions and feelings were dark, they were bad, they were unhealthy, and the only one they're gonna really even hurt in the long run is me and me alone. And yet I can't help it because I'm just like susceptible to these emotions or feelings. They have won me over, they have gotten the best of me. Even since I was a teenager, I stood no chance on dealing with any of these emotions and feelings by myself alone. And I wouldn't wish any of my emotions and feelings on anyone else, but I will say this. At least I'm honest about my inward feelings and thoughts. I mean, even if you guys think I'm an idiot and a moron and a stupid retard or whatever else you want to think of me because I have these emotions and feelings that I literally had since I was 15 years old in the year 2012, you have to at least give me the benefit and credit that, I mean, at least I'm honest about this. At least I'm straightforward, upfront, and don't hide behind a fake mask and don't pretend and act like I'm someone that I'm not. I mean, I try my best to give all of you the real me as much as I possibly can. And that's all I can really do. And, but anyways, I also love this song. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier in this video. I love the song Last Pale of Light in the West. I love the song Civilian by Way Oak. I think the band's name is. A lot of the music that I loved for a while and listened to, I loved because of like TV shows I watched. Like, I love a lot of music from the Breaking Bad TV show. I love a lot of music from the Walking Dead TV show, even though eventually that show became gay, literally, and eventually and ultimately sucked balls. And, you know, there's a lot of reasons I hate that show, but one of the things that I love and miss about the show is in the earlier seasons they had great music. I'm not going to lie. In The Walking Dead, they had some pretty great songs that I really loved and am a fan of. I also love a lot of music from the Smallville TV show, from the Supernatural TV show. And like so far, those are pretty much the only TV shows that I've seen in my life. I mean, I've also seen Lost a while ago when I was a teenager, when I used to have like a tablet, um, like a Kindle Fire HDX tablet, 8.9 inch, 64 gigabyte a while ago. Um, and I had like Netflix a long time ago, and I watched the Lost TV show. I don't really remember any music in that show because it's been a while since I've seen it again, and I don't own it on physical copy on Blu-ray either. But I love that TV show. I mean, there are a lot of TV shows that I would still love to see. Also, I love a lot of music from movies too. Like American Psycho had some really great ass songs that I really do love and enjoy. Um, and many other movies like um, Joker from 2019 had some pretty depressing music that really spoke to my heart. Um, and I mean, yeah. So I just wanted to make this video to tell you all and at least give you all kind of a good idea of what different genres of music that I love and enjoy listening to, and also branched out listening to since I was like 20 years old in 2017 till this very day. So, anyways, let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. I'm out.